By watching this video, you're using copper, which conducts electricity in our phones, laptops, walls, and cars. Chile is by far the largest source of copper, so chances are good that you're holding refined pieces of Chilean soil in your hands right now. Mining and processing copper uses a lot of water, but Chile's mines are concentrated in and around the world's driest desert, the Atacama, and the country's central region, where many farmers live and work, and which has experienced an unprecedented mega drought since 2010. This has led to conflicts between communities and mining companies over water. As a human geographer, I'm interested in how stakeholders respond to these conflicts and with what effects on community relations and water supplies. I studied this question over a year of fieldwork through interviews and focus groups in 3 mining regions of Chile and in the capital, Santiago. 2 trends are noteworthy in the field sites. First, mining companies have increased efforts to collaborate with communities to address concerns. For example, one company launched dozens of events to talk with government officials and community members. A second trend is that stakeholders are optimistic that conflict can be reduced if mines build desalination plants so they can use ocean water. For example, one company invested $3.4 billion in the largest desalination plant of its kind in Latin America. So what are the impacts of these interventions? I sum them up in a theory called hydrosocial displacements, to indicate that unless the source of harm to water is removed altogether, such as by not using local supplies, the social and environmental impacts will likely still be felt in some form and place or another. Let me describe what I mean. Companies' efforts to increase collaboration are an improvement on past practices that tended to just compensate communities for harms, like by building a school. However, rather than solving concerns, new collaborative efforts often transform or move them to other places, usually downstream and to less powerful communities. For example, one mine responded to protests over its plans for a new facility to store its waste by building it instead above a smaller community downstream. Similarly, desalination plants may ease some tensions over water in the high elevation areas near mines, but cause new harms in coastal regions. And at a national level in Chile, despite a major expansion in the use of seawater, the copper industry's demand for fresh water is projected to still increase, in part to enable the industry to produce more metal. So what do we do with these findings? First, the framework of hydrosocial displacements can help researchers identify and affect similar dynamics occurring in other mining regions impacted by climate change around the world. From a policy perspective, mining companies and government officials need to invite more perspectives before taking action. Mining policies and practices are also needed to ensure that communities have better institutional mechanisms to say no to a project that harms them. Finally, all of us can help to reduce demand for new natural resources like copper, such as by making the device you're watching this on last as long as you can, and ultimately recycling it.